But our first thought in that instance was the safety of Leader McConnell and his family.
You would agree there's a difference between someone posting video where they are threatening someone else and the target of that threat posting the video. You would agree that those are qualitatively different?
I think that's wholly fair, but I think in the situation where you have the person's home visible in the video, there is still a risk there. And we are motivated by preventing that offline harm that could have occurred because the home was visible. It was a hard call. And we appreciated the leader's discussion, discussing with his campaign team and his Senate office. And we appreciated their insight, but this was something that our motivation was to prevent harm, not the kind of potentially ideological issues you may allude to.
Thank you.
But Mr. Pickles, have you rethought your policy since the instance that Senator Cruz asked about? And I would call your attention to Ms. Bickert's testimony, written testimony on page 2, which says, and I quote, "We do not allow propaganda or symbols that represent any of these organizations or individuals to be shared on our platform unless they're being used to condemn or inform." Is that language instructive to your platform? And don't you think that clearly it was readily evident from the beginning that Senator McConnell and his campaign had posted that video to condemn and inform?
I think this is an absolutely relevant issue. We as a company have taken a more aggressive posture. After the Christchurch attack, we did see people posting both excerpts of the manifesto and content of the video to condemn it. And we decided even in those circumstances, we would remove it. For other attacks more recently in the United States, where images have been posted of manifestos, with large chunks of manifestos, even where they are condemning it, we have taken the decision to remove that material. So this is something that is constantly under tension, and I think the case you illustrate highlights for us the complexity in getting this right. But again, if we're going to err on the side of caution, fewer violent threats and fewer people's homes being visible on our platform is notably a good thing. We have to work harder at taking into account the kind of context you outline, but this is something where this is the first time and I've been with the company 5.5 years, I've ever been asked, why didn't we leave something up that contained a violent threat? And so I think that in itself is illustrative of the complexity of the situation.
Well, in terms of the context, in this instance, it was the owner of the home who chose to inform the world about what was being said against him.